Okay, this is a quick tutorial on bringing bracketed photos into Lightroom and then exporting them into Photomatix and then merging them and bringing them back into Lightroom and using presets to convert the photos before they go into a merge, and then using a few presets to edit them once they come back. And so I know everybody has a different method. This is the one that I've been using and articulating and working on. And anyways, I'm going to start by just basically showing you a folder tree that I create when I bring all the photos in originally. And I'm going to minimize this Lightroom for a minute and bring up these are all the properties. And so what I do is I create a folder tree that just I copy it from a folder here. I copy these and then paste those into each property folder before I even bring the pictures in. And then I bring them in from my SD card, just straight off the SD card right into a raw folder. And as you can see here, I just have a few of them here, enough to do a quick tutorial. And then when I'm done, I will move them into each one of these folders and then start deleting the folders as I don't need them anymore. And so anyways, I'm going to get rid of that for now. Bring this Lightroom back up. And then I'm going to go over into the import area. Go to my desktop and into my tours folder. And go get these raw folders, files. And here I just have one set of outdoor brackets and a couple different sets of indoors with different types of stuff. This one has a lot of grain, this one has a lot of detail, this one has a lot of yellow in it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and hit import, and what I'm going to do is you don't want anything applied during import, because I'm going to apply different presets for whatever they are, some outside, some inside. Now you could go in here and apply certain presets, but it's going to apply the same preset to everything when it imports it, so I don't do that. I'm going to go over here to import, and you can see now I have them all in here. And what I'm going to do is click this first one and then hit shift, grab those are my outsides. I'm going to go over here, use my pass on my outside. Now, while these are all selected, you could go in here and change collectively each one of these. So if you want to do a different, so you get white balance, temperature, tint, all these good things, you can go in here and apply some of that to each one of them, or individually before you export them back out to do a merge. And so I don't mess with them too much. I like this one preset. I got this preset from, alright, I'm not going to give his name up because maybe he doesn't want everybody bothering him. But you know who you are, so thank you. Let's see here. And then I'm going to apply this indoor one. And you know, if you get a preset from somebody, it may not be perfect for you, so you go in there and tweak it out a little bit and make it good for you, like reducing the noise and that kind of stuff. And I'm going to go in here and do my inside, and that pretty much does it. Now I'm going to select all, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to export them, and in this case I'm going to send them to my tours folder, and I'm going to send them into this HDR folder, and then I'm going to go and change this to a TIFF, and I'm going to change them to, for this particular case, I'm just going to change them to 1500, because that's probably big enough to put them in a tour and certainly big enough to put them on MLS. And then I am going to export them here. So I'm doing brackets of 5 and it's exporting 20, so I know I got the right amount of files in there. And this is going to probably take a few minutes here, hopefully not. I tried doing just a few brackets so that way. Okay, and so what's going to happen is these are going to end up in that folder. You can probably see them coming over here now. Let's go here. and it's going to be an untitled export folder. And yes, now they're going to show up here with all of the different settings applied to them collectively. And so we'll close this up. Now we're going to go into Photomatix. Okay, for the sake of time, I edited that out, the export out. This is where it really pays to have a super fast processor on your computer, because that does take a long time, and normally I do a set and then I do something else while those are exporting. But anyways, we are going to go in here into Photomatix, batch, bracketed photos. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find that untitled export folder, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to export these back into that folder, but they're going to be in that same folder but not in the untitled export folder. So they're just going to go right back into here. And now you need to decide what you like it to look like after it merges. And so I have set my own custom settings here and taken down a lot of this stuff. You know, like I noticed the contrast really makes them look really heavy HDR, and I kind of like the HDR look, but you know, I've changed this a bunch of times and I keep refining. I've even gone and done the Fusion Natural, I think is the one that I use, which seems to be pretty cool. And that one there, but for now this is what I'm using, and I'm gonna just save the results back as a TIFF again, 16-bit TIFF, and I'm gonna go run these. And we're not going to have to edit this out because this is going to go really fast. This is one of the reasons why I brought them back down to 1500 width, because then I can do everything else after this really fast. And then now we open this back up, and here are going to be our results, and we're going to end up with 4 photos. That already looks pretty good, but of course it's an outside shot, so why wouldn't it? And that looks absolutely hideous. And so I'm going to imagine that this laundry, not too bad. It's got the whites in there pretty good, so that's not terrible. That's not good at all. The white balance and that's way off. So anyways, and you can see the HDR in there. Now, still the detail in it's really good. And so I'm going to go back into Lightroom. I'm going to go back to import, and there's probably a faster way to do this. I'm no pro at this. I'm just doing this to show what I'm doing. I know there's people out there that want to see this, so I'm doing it. And if you want to chime in and post up your way or a way to save me time, I'll certainly take it. Let's see here. We're going to test. We're going here to this folder here, and now this is where again you gotta make sure that you don't have any settings here when you import these. And so I go to import, and now you can do things collectively if you want. I mean, I suppose you could select all these and sync a white balance to it, or you could apply a auto white balance to it on the way in. Personally, I don't do that. I'm just going to go here to develop, and I have a bunch of presets in here. And this one, so like this particular one, this does a soft finish, not made for outside. There's some interior and some exterior ones. So this one, there you go. See what it did to the sky? It straightened the photo out. And so you have to find what works good for you. And so I'm going to show you one more here. Oh, well, that's an interior, sorry. And exterior without straightening. So there you go. You see what it did to the sky. I'm not going to mess with that too much because this is where it really matters. I mean, outside shots aren't that hard to do anyways. And so the interior, here's a straighten and an auto fix one. And I think I downloaded these from somewhere else. And you can see there that just about fixed it. I mean, it's a little bit heavy on the exposure maybe, but I don't think anyone would complain about that, and it's surely going to get somebody to the property. And so let's reset that, and then here's one with the soft finished. And so that's, you can see there, that's one. And then here's some for incandescent lights. And then now, you really want to see, we'll just go here and we'll just do an auto white balance. Already looks a lot better. Or go over here to this interior soft finish. Not too bad. And so you have to design your own presets or purchase these. There's places where you can purchase groups of them online from people that have been doing this a lot longer than me. And so that doesn't look too bad. I mean, you can almost live with any one of those. The main thing is that the straightening part is pretty cool because it just automatically just lines everything up. And so I'm kind of stuck on this soft one right now for some reason. And then I'll go back in here and I'll redo this one to this. Not too bad. That's a lot of blue in there. Not too bad. And then you can go in here and obviously fix it up a little bit if you want. But I mean, up there, that's looking good. So same thing here. I'm going to do this soft finish on this. Too bright. So that's still a little bit too bright. It's way over on the gram of the histogram too. So let's see here. Bring that back down a little bit. Not too bad. And now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to select all. I'm going to go over here to export. And then I'm going to choose to put that in my save folder for MLS. And I'm going to change it to a JPEG now. Hit export. That's done in about 2 seconds. And now, because I know there's a couple of ways to do this, I know some people are going back in here and they're just hitting export again, and they're going back down here and they're changing this to a 640 on the long side. Oops, I gotta change this folder location to, this is my MLS resized. 640, hit export. I normally, when I have a large batch, I just take them into IrfanView and do a batch conversion, but Lightroom is just as fast, so I don't see any reason why not to use it. I don't have anything negative to say about that for sure. Let's see here. Here's my resized, and I don't think we kept the preset on that one. I mean, they're decent. I didn't mess with these too much, so that looks fine. And there you go. There's 4 shots. And that is my particular setup today. Now, 2 days from now, I'm sure that's going to change. And so anyways, if you have any questions, post up. I'll try to answer them. But again, I'm no expert on this. This is just a down and dirty tutorial to show you how I take HDR merge into Lightroom, export it through Photomax, re-import, and apply some presets. Thanks.